I mean, career best, I don't know to say that, because the point is he's very effective, I would say. I mean, I think it's a little too early to talk about that. I mean, I don't see any transition. I always thought he was a very good actor. Particularly the one which we were talking about, I thought it was not correct. Some scandal here, there is some brokerage scandal politically, there is a sex scandal, all kinds of things around the so-called God men.
First of all, I think congratulations for Rann. I think a very nice film. Definitely one of your better films, I think, in the recent times. Does it upset you that it doesn't do that well at the box office?
I think I'm just kind of a little too long in the business to have any expectations, because I feel in today's time films run for various reasons in terms of the subject matter is not interesting or the promos have worked or not. I think there are too many factors which can go wrong in the final so-called box office result. So I think as an individual, I would not know what exactly made. So, and like I said, because I'm too long in the business, I almost stopped expecting which film does work for what. There are films I've seen which I don't think much, which have become super hits, and or vice versa. So I guess it's a part of the game.
Ritesh Deshmukh, I think he has given a career best performance in Rann. Will you agree with that?
मेरी समझ में नहीं आता ये लीडर है क्या? तुम्हारी तरह मेरी तरह वो सिर्फ एक नौकरी कर रहा है.
I mean, career best, I don't know to say that, because the point is he's very effective, I would say. His presence was very good and
totally different from what he has done before. Totally different from what he has done before.
But I don't know, I wouldn't say it's a best performance. I would think as a character it could be appealing. I would think a performance of a Kya Cool Hai is more complex compared to a Rann performance. But as a character it could be more appealing to a certain section of the people. That's how I would put it.
Another question, why are you not directing Phoonk 2?
I was busy in some other films. So when Milind came up to me with this idea of if in the end of the first part, the woman who practices black magic is killed by the help of a tantric, and I said, what if the woman comes back as a ghost in the second part? Now that is just an interesting idea,
Right.
And Milind, I know him since he's been working with me, and I'm very confident of his ability and capability, I would say. So considering that, I gave him the direction.
Today in the newspapers there's this news that you're directing another film which is called God and Sex.
Yeah.
Very interesting subject on all the swamis who are kind of getting into all these sex scandals these days and all. That's a very topical subject, and what exactly is it all about?
I always been observing this. Ever since I was a kid, so many babas and swamis keep coming, and I know so many relatives of mine who go and meet and kind of become disciples or devotees or whatever you call. Many a time you also hear that guy turned out to be a fraud, this guy turned out to be this, there's some scandal here, there is some brokerage scandal politically, there is a sex scandal, all kinds of things around the so-called God men. So I thought it's high time you just make a film just to see what causes the phenomena of God men, and to be forced to live with that image, because he needs to maintain that for the believability in the devotees. But being a human being, he will succumb to some kind of a need and a desire and a vulnerability which all human beings are prone to, out of which sex could be one. I just want to take a hard-hitting look behind the ashram, what happens behind the closed doors of the so-called ashram of the God man.
Can we see some titillation and all that?
I would think it will be a part of the story. Overall point of the film is to basically take a hard-hitting look at what the phenomena of God man, in terms of it would be very, in the course of that, yes, that would be there, but that is not the intention of the film.
Satya Company and even Rann for the matter, we see an element of journalistic kind of sensibility which is coming into your filmmaking. You're kind of chronicling a certain the way things were and all, and you're trying to be as objective as possible. Company, I would say, and I think the research was impeccable the way the entire thing was. So do we see some kind of research happening over here?
Of course, lots.
Right.
Yeah.
So what kind of references points do you think you'll be having?
I think it's a little too early to talk about that. Right now I'm concentrating on Phoonk too.
Right.
And the details of that, pretty much what I explained to you just now would be the basic core of the film.
Okay, and Rakta Charitra is coming, and you're kind of directing Vivek Oberoi once again. His Prince is coming up, and buzz is quite positive about it. He seems to be very focused on his work and all. How much of a transition have you seen from a company to Rakta Charitra?
I don't see any transition. I always thought he was a very good actor. My personal opinion is he should be doing very hard-hitting and intense roles which are more suitable, but that could be my taste. As long as a person has a certain talent as an actor, sure. I doubt they would rarely change in the course of time. See, with luck they might get good films and good roles and everything as a foreign place. That's a different matter. So I don't judge them by the final effect of the film, because I know what all goes into the making of the film. But he was as talented as before Company, so I don't think there's so much a difference. But the cat in Rakta Chitra, what he's playing, is much more complex than anything he has done so far. So that calls for that additional thing which he's able to deliver.
Malik, तू क्या सोचा? चंदू इतनी आसानी से मरेगा?
That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.